The usually stout Ravens defense is allowing an explosive play on almost 10% of their snaps this year. What on earth is going wrong in Baltimore?
Set, go!
After taking a close look at the 2025 Baltimore Ravens defense, I found myself wondering whether they ever really got on the same page. It's hard to play fast and with physicality if you're not 100% confident in what you're doing. On top of this, I think they miss Nnamdi Madubuike a ton, and key stars Roquan Smith, Nate Wiggins, Kyle Van Noy, and Travis Jones, plus a few others, have all missed chunks of games. Before we uncover how the Ravens have given up the fifth most explosive plays in the NFL this year, do me a favor and hit that like button and subscribe. It really helps the channel, and we appreciate the support. Now let's jump right in, and we'll start with this Patriots long touchdown run on a lot of Ravens confusion, and you can see the Ravens barely breaking the huddle when New England is lining up already. That usually does not bode well. Then, of course, we have Kyle Hamilton, who's trying to get Alohi Gilman into position at the last second. Eventually, Gilman does, but he actually encourages Gilman into a gap where it makes it harder for the defense to flow back to the actual play side because the Patriots run this back weak. The defensive line of the Ravens really gives no resistance, and they get pushed right back into Roquan's lap, who then picks the wrong gap to fill this play, bouncing inside while Stevenson bounces outside, and Ramondre is off to the races. And then, of course, to top it all off, just a little bit of some lazy tackling from the secondary. And we will get to number 44 in just a little bit specifically. This is a Ravens team that struggles to create pressure, and that's why they're pretty aggressive in situations like this on third down against the Steelers. The problem is with the miscommunication and the coverage busts, they end up leaving two guys uncovered. It's Freiermuth right down the seam, and then Jalen Warren on like the easiest flat route ever. There probably should be some man coverage here. This is really going to be like a cover zero look, bringing everyone against Pittsburgh, but they leave Jalen Warren wide open, and then Pat Freiermuth is so wide open that he's down the field by 15 yards and doesn't even have to block anyone to lead Jalen Warren into the end zone for this touchdown. So just a huge breakdown all over the place from the Ravens. For as much single high as this Ravens team plays, they really struggle in it. Here it's going to be a cover one with sort of man across the board. We're going to get our linebacker matched up on the running back, but this is going to go horribly wrong pretty much immediately in all different ways for the Ravens. So we'll let this play out in just a second, sort of a cover one with a whole player there in the middle. Right away, you've got Nate Wiggins and Roquan bumping into each other. So J-Mo's going to be running free across the middle, and David Montgomery is free in the flat. So if you're Jared Goff, you've already got great options. Then your backside corner is going to be sprinting while Khalif Raymond kind of settles this down, so that would be open. And then, of course, Malachi Starks has the tight end who just decides to block, so he's in no man's land, and Marlon Humphrey gets beat for the touchdown. Great defenses are great because they put their players in positions to succeed. I don't believe the Ravens coaching staff is really doing that. Here it looks like they're all on the same page, so the communication is pretty good. We're going to be dropping into a single high look with man coverage across the board, but we're going to ask Roquan Smith to drop out here and play man coverage on a skinny post from the slot receiver. This is just not going to work in the modern NFL. If we look closely at the line of scrimmage, we also see Kyle Van Noy and Mike Green in no man's land dropping out, and we give up a touchdown because the execution of this play wouldn't matter when the call is so bad. It's almost coaching malpractice to continue to run single high looks with this team. The Vikings know on third and short that the Ravens are going to give them some sort of single high look, so they dial up a rub concept to the bottom of the screen to isolate Marlon Humphrey. The safety is way overplaying towards the middle of the field for routes from Hawkinson or Jefferson, so it leaves Marlon Humphrey out to dry, and he is out to lunch. Now, on this play, I think the Ravens are relying too much on Marlon Humphrey in backside and man coverage, another one of those poor personnel decisions. Here, the Ravens aren't in man coverage, but they are dropping into a cover three zone, which is still single high. And the safety's rotating away from Jamar Chase a good bit and leaving Marlon Humphrey alone on the backside here a good bit. Again, a decision I don't understand in the game plan, but Jamar Chase ends up torching Humphrey over the top for a huge gain. If you're Alohi Gilman in this cover three and you're playing the middle zone, you have to know Marlon Humphrey's one-on-one essentially and anything in the deep part of the field with Jamar Chase, and you got to be closer. Great defenses normally don't make the same mistake twice, but the Ravens have done this a lot this year. They leave Marlon Humphrey on an island in some sort of cover one or single high man or zone. that person is late getting back to help, and Marlon Humphrey gets beat over the top for a big play. It's especially frustrating here because there's no one open in the middle and the Steelers are not using so much space. But regardless, we're late getting back to Metcalf and we give up another big play. This Baltimore Ravens defense gives up way too many explosive plays and doesn't get enough pressure. Letting Mike McDonald walk to Seattle was a huge mistake, and now they're paying for it. Don't forget to like and subscribe. It really helps the channel, and engage with us on socials. All of those are linked in our bio. Off the Edge is a Life in the Stands production. We appreciate all the support, and until next time, defense!